Hi guys. Sometimes the answers to complicated questions are simple, and I do a lot of thinking, and I think our solution in this country at the moment with this tyrannical government is simple. All we need to do is to persuade and inform 163 or 164, I think it is. Let's do 164 just to make sure. Anything over that is a bonus. But we need to convince 164 Labour MPs to reject and leave the Labour Party and form their own party. Maybe they can form their own coalition. I think Anna Soubry or someone did it before in the past. And so what that will do, and maybe some of these new MPs, that have come up, new MPs that haven't been in Parliament before, don't realise or don't know, or no one's told them, but in their constituents, from my simple understanding, using AI to investigate, is that the constituents voted for them, not for a party. The fact that they're affiliated to a party means that they can, form a government, but they can leave the Labour Party, and that does not mean that they are giving up their seat. So they keep their job, their expenses, and all those other things. Obviously, if they are in the Labour Party and they have some kind of cabinet position, then they would leave the extra funds that position gives them. But they keep their wage, they keep their position, they keep their status, and they keep their job. They're still MPs for their constituent. Now, and they don't need to call a by-election. They don't need to do that. They can keep their job. So if we let them know that the country will be behind them and history will remember them, of a group of strong, patriotic people who were there for the people and can see what the people want. It's very, very simple what the people want. We want to stop the boats first. We want to stop using our money to fund a life of Riley for people that are coming here to destroy this country. Let's face it. Let's call it as it is. We know that that's the plan, the long-term plan. Soros or whoever is behind it and is funding this, that is the plan. So history will remember them with love and affection. History will not remember the people or the MPs who led us down into Agenda 2030 or Agenda 25 or whatever it is, whatever agenda it is that they've got. But history will remember those MPs that say, no, I'm on the side of England, Scotland, Ireland, Wales. So meet up. These people, it's only them. They have to make that choice. They have to do their own, whatever it is, due diligence or whatever. But they need to say, I'm no longer a part of the Labour Party. Count me out. That means that when there are things that they need to vote on, cutting off winter fuel allowances for pensioners in this country, while illegal immigrants are being treated like kings, put in 5-star hotels and given this, that, and the other, and the farmers, that we know that there's a land grab going on, that they want to cause farmers to have to sell their lands to pay this inheritance tax. But again, there's a simple solution to that too. As Jeremy Clarkson pointed out in one of his YouTube interviews, these farmers need to get clever, and they need to work out how to put their farms into a trust, a blind trust, or a non what does it call it? There's a trust. The less the government know about things, the less they can interfere. So that there is a trust that you can set up, and I don't have the name on top of my head, but there is a trust. You don't have to use lawyers, a law firm, or whatever. You can create a legal trust that the government knows nothing about, that the bailiffs or whatever know nothing about, but it's a legal trust. Someone in the comments will say what it is. So if the farmers need to put everything in trust, doesn't matter if it's part of if it's a limited company. A limited company owns your farm. A limited company doesn't die. It doesn't need to inherit anything. If a trust owns it, the trust doesn't die. The beneficiaries change, and your children will be the beneficiaries. But you need to do it, I think, with at least 7 years. If you and Jeremy Clarkson said, if I have to be kept on a life support system for 7 years, then that is what we'll do. And that is literally, at the moment, the way it stands, until we can get this government out, that is literally what you would have to do. Make sure that your medical instructions are that you are kept on a life support system, that you are kept alive until the 7 years passes, and that your inheritance goes to your kids. So get wise on that. But back to the issue of the MPs. The MPs need to leave. We need to get 163, 164. It's not impossible. Nothing is impossible. We need to reach out to those, maybe by sharing this video with them. All they need to do is leave the party. And when the government loses its majority in the House of Commons, then they can't just say, right, we're going to create this, we're going to make it law that the winter fuel allowance is cut, because it has to vote on it, and they have to get more, because they've got so many members at the moment. They know that everything that they dream up, and if they use the party whip or whatever it is, whereby they're telling you you're not to think of your constituents, you're to just do how the party tells you what to do. And if that doesn't sit right with you, then you need to say, no, I'm going to leave this party. And maybe you all meet together down the pub and you say, well, let's form our own ex-Labour, the ex-Labour party. You don't have to join Reform or join the Greens or join the Conservatives, or you don't have to join another party. You can form your own party and you become your own voice. And maybe you get to, I don't know, join a coalition with the Labour Party. But your voices are heard, and if you say, no, we're not, our demands is that you don't do this. You don't do certain things. And then Starmer and his cronies won't be able just to call the shots willy-nilly and know that they are going to get everything that they want to do, that they will do, because they broke every promise they've made in the manifesto, and they're not working for the people of this country. Hard-working people like myself, ex-army veteran. We have people homeless on the streets. Those people, our British citizens, need help, and they need the things that were just given. Well, we've got when you ask them for oh, we can't do this, or we can't, oh, but they can send multi-million pound missiles to Ukraine to drag us into a third world war and possibly wipe humans off the face of the earth if things get out of hand. And we've never ever been this close to global nuclear war. in our history. And I was, you know, I was in the army during the Cold War, and it was never this bad. And so yeah, so we can, you know, so we can stop these crazy things happening, and we can bring, you know, reality back in. So I am reaching out to the disgruntled Labour MPs, or the new people that have got into power because of because of Sunak. Richie Sunak knew there was a war coming, and he didn't want to be a wartime prime minister with all these millions that, you know, could just go up in puffy, be on the radar for you know, so they're going to drop a bomb on the prime minister that sanctioned sending Storm Shadow missiles and firing them from Ukraine into Russia. So yeah, so we need 164 brave souls, MPs from the Labour Party, to just say, you know what, we've had enough. And then what happens is, after 14 days, when the government loses its majority, then because it can still stay in government without the majority, but everything that they try to do, if there are more votes against it, then it doesn't go through. And their only option is to call a general election, and we know what will happen there. So be on the right side of history. Stand up for your fellow British patriots and citizens, and let's do what the people want. Let's stop the boats. Let's get the Navy doing what they were created for, to defend our borders in the waters. We should have all our boats. They go on exercises and this, that, and the other, and we've got, I don't know how many hundreds of billions we've paid into this, that, and the other for whatever boat, shipbuilding, or whatever. Get them out, get them in the water, and get them in the English Channel, and defend our borders. And then let's get the illegal people that are here, let's get them back to where they came from. Please share this message, and let's see what we can do to stop World War III and to stop England going down the pan. And we can release all those people that have been put in jail, that are not going to be home for Christmas because of a Facebook post, or because of an X post, or whatever. Thank you, and spread this message far and wide. Take care.